Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Janine and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I ate yesterday. That's right, I'm going to try and get this video up in one day, which if you followed my channel you've known that's not been like a trend for me. I tend to take a while to put things up because I'm still getting to know the editing software. It takes forever. I get frustrated, I give up, I start back over. So a little history on that is that I started out using Windows Movie Maker and I'm trying to learn how to use better editing software, and it's taking me a minute and it's wearing my patience thin, but I am slowly but surely getting better and the videos are going to come out faster as a result of that. So thank you so much for being patient with me. Anyway, I am currently in North Carolina. I'm going to be here for 3 months and then I'm going to be relocating to Texas semi-permanently, at least for a few years. Whatever happens with our careers, that's actually why we're moving. John got a really nice job straight out of college, which is such a blessing, but it ended up requiring him to relocate to the south. So that's where we are. We're actually on the East Coast right now though, but man, it's really nice. I was really nervous when we first came out. Really glad that I came because the last few weeks before the move I was so stressed out, so much was going on, and I was debating on whether or not I should come. So glad I did. Anyway, so I've been eating a lot healthier than I was right before the move. I was stress eating and it definitely showed. I've put on a little bit of weight and I'm trying to get that back down. So I've been eating really a lot healthier, but I've also been trying new vegan products that I've never had before. I'm surprised, being in the South you would think they'd have less vegan options, but there are actually more. And I'm from California. I am from a small town that is mostly populated with descendants of people who migrated from the South, but I'm still in California. You assume that you're going to have more vegan options than you would in the South, and it's quite the opposite. I'm finding things that I didn't even know existed. There, of course, are always products that you're going to be stalking online, hoping they'll have them in your area one day. But these products, I didn't even have the opportunity to do that. I just went to the store one day and was like, oh, they have Guardian TV dinners? I didn't know that. They all, like, Daya makes ice cream? What? You know, so anyway. The food that you're going to see me eating here is a little bit healthier than usual. When I do my what I eat in a day, it's always, or usually during the time that I tell myself I'm going to be eating healthier. I'm generally a pretty healthy eater. My main problem is not eating unhealthy food. It tends to be that I don't eat enough, and that's a problem for me because I have hypoglycemia. My blood sugar gets really low and I feel nauseous, I get shaky, which is not something that's common actually, I think, for people who are slightly overweight like I am. People tend to be hyperglycemic. My blood sugar gets low, it's not high. So I've been trying to be consistent with meals. I hadn't had any kind of episode until yesterday because I hadn't eaten enough calories in my lunch. I felt like I'd eaten a lot, and you'll see it today. I felt like I'd eaten enough, but it turns out that meal was only like 200-300 calories, and I was walking around for hours, and I felt like I should have been fine, and then out of nowhere I started getting that shaky, jittery feeling and was just kind of mentally cloudy, and I was like, oh no, I didn't eat enough, dang it. But I was in the store, so I didn't want to open anything and eat it, and I was waiting for a ride, so I kind of had to tough it out until John got off of work and came and got me. Anyway, you will see that. So we're staying in an Airbnb. We don't have a blender or like food processor, or just the kind of tools I'm used to. So my cooking is a little more convenience based, not like a whole lot. I did make a soup from scratch, and you'll see that with my dinner, but there is definitely a lot more convenience food than I usually eat. My Instagram doesn't reflect that because I tend to show mainly when I try new products, but I usually cook from scratch everything, with the exception of the occasional like mock meat or I guess you can consider tofu an ingredient rather than a product. I eat a lot of tofu. normally, but I haven't had any since I've gotten here. Anyway, I feel like I'm kind of getting off topic, so I'll just start with the video. Alright, so to get started, for breakfast yesterday I had the Modest Kitchen's vegan keto oatmeal with tempeh bacon. It was a very good breakfast, very filling. For snack, I had these reduced fat, great value brand wheat thins. They are Walmart's brand and they're very good. For lunch, I had an Indian spinach dal over jasmine rice, and I had with a salad on the side, some Thousand Island dressing that I also got from Walmart along with those crackers. I'd never tried it before. It's the Just brand. Up until now, I'd only had, I believe, their garlic mayo, their regular mayo, and I'm not sure, but it was, anyway, the entire meal was really good. It was very good. For a snack, I had a new hummus I'd never tried before, a caramelized onion sabra hummus, and on the side I had some salt and vinegar chips. It was really good hummus. I didn't expect to like it because I'm not a huge fan of onions, but I am a fan of cooked onions, so I figured, might as well. And then also paprika. I'm not a super huge fan of smoked paprika, so I wasn't sure how I'd feel about this just being on the hummus. But it was a really good snack. It tasted good with all the crackers and chips that I have, which right now are just the kettle chips and those reduced fat wheat thins. But it was really good, really good. I'm really happy with those. I really enjoyed it. For dinner, I made a kale and white bean soup. I got the recipe from the news, actually. I was watching the news one morning, and they had a segment called 4 Meals, 1 Chicken. So obviously I did not put chicken in it. I am vegan, but I made it by substituting. I didn't add anything for the chicken. I just put an extra can of beans, and I used tempeh bacon instead of regular bacon. Everything else, I believe, no, I used vegetable broth, of course, instead of chicken broth, but everything else, I believe I was able to keep the same. And that was a real, I say is, I shouldn't say it was, because there's still a lot of it left. I've eaten 2 bowls of it. My boyfriend has tasted it. He said he's planning on having some for dinner tonight. It's a really good soup. Considering we don't have a lot of spices, and we're trying not to buy too many yet because we're in an Airbnb and we're going to have to travel with whatever we have left over or throw it away. So we're not buying a whole lot of spices. I used salt, pepper, Italian seasoning, and oil to fry up the tempeh bacon. So these cookies, I had them for dessert. They are a great value. Also Walmart brand, sugar-free shortbread stripers. They're delicious and they smell like hot chocolate. They are like the best cookie right now. I've bought these several times. I love them. They're really good. If you haven't tried them already, you need to. They're delicious. Alrighty, that was everything I ate yesterday. That seemed like a lot, but I honestly ate I had a good amount of low calorie, whole food, vegetable-y type things. Did have like those cookies, which are of course are processed and I don't need them, but I only had 2 serving sizes, 3. I don't know if that makes it any better, but they're good. And honestly, I really enjoyed those chips. I don't usually buy chips, but I was on like a sale rampage and they were buy 2 get 1 free, so I bought 3 bags of these chips. So we have some snacks because I was getting tired of having to make a meal every time I was slightly hungry. I really enjoy these chips. Salt and vinegar. The only complaint that I have is that they're not sour enough. I wish they had more vinegar. I also am not usually a soda drinker, but since I've met John, I've started to pick up his soda drinking habits. I did switch over to diet, however, because I can have 2 or 3 sodas a day. and I like them. I really like the flavors that they're coming up with Diet Coke. I've tried the mango, the blood orange, I believe, and the strawberry guava, and my two favorites are the mango and strawberry guava. I have a little box of the 12-ounce cans right now of the strawberry mango, strawberry guava, and one mango left, and I love those drinks. I have a major sweet tooth, and that's why I switched over to mostly sugar-free. It's not that I think they're healthier, it's just that I know I was getting way too much sugar before. And oddly enough, because I was told, like, by my doctor that I should carry around, like, candy bars when my blood sugar got low, I noticed that when I eat less sugar, I have less of these episodes. Because what was probably happening was I was snacking on sugar but not eating meals. And so my insulin levels would spike, and then I would have low blood sugar and feel sick, and I was getting headaches, like really bad, like migraines. It wasn't the best, but since I've switched to sugar-free and focused on eating meals, I felt a lot better. Like I said, the only time I had an incident was yesterday, and that was because I didn't eat enough before I went out on a long walk. I didn't realize how long I was walking, and I felt like I had eaten a lot of food, but it was really low calorie. It was like half salad, and like if you look at that container, it was mostly vegetables. Like the majority of the calories were coming from that rice and then the dressing. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna try to make more, whether or not anybody watches them, because I would like to be holding myself accountable, and this is forcing me to do that. I'm recording everything I eat and seeing where the gaps are. I started recording it. I started to write it in my app before I started to do these videos again, to pick up the series again. And I was noticing that I felt like I was constantly eating, but there was nothing there. And as someone who's been vegan for a couple of years, it's a little embarrassing for me that I'm reverting back to this, because when I first started, I was so careful. And I would log my calories, and I would make sure that I got like everything I needed in the day, like not just what I thought I needed, but I was looking into my actual needs and making sure I was meeting those calories and nutrient needs, and taking a multi to fill in the gaps. And I just haven't been doing that lately. I've just been eating whatever I feel like eating, and that's not okay. So I'm trying to get back to healthy eating habits. So let me know what you think of this video. If you have any tips on how you can add more calories to your meals without bulking up the quantity, because I don't like feeling full and overstuffed all the time. I just want like meals that feel light, so that I don't have to, I'm just done with feeling bloated and heavy. That was my, that was what I was doing in the past when I felt like I wasn't meeting my calorie needs. I was just loading myself with more food, but it was again low calorie food that fills the volume of your stomach, because I was hearing from so many other vegans that it's like, you can't do the processed food. They're not good for you, they're not healthy. And so I'm trying to find higher calorie foods that are good for you, and I was just having such a hard time like nitpicking everything. So you'll see that I am eating like mock meats and things that have higher calories. And again, it's not like I'm not a skinny person by any means. I'm like 240 pounds. I'm not a skinny person, but I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, so it's hard for me to lose weight. So I probably eat in a way that most people would lose weight, but I don't. So it doesn't show. So these complaints that I'm having might sound like bogus to other people. They might think, oh yeah, you say you're not eating that much, but look at you. But no, I wasn't eating that much. I was eating like one meal a day. I was drinking huge coffees at work and just like feeling full, I guess, because coffee is an appetite suppressant, and I'm trying to get away from that. And I've been blathering on for a very long time, so I'm gonna go. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Bye.